Hello everybody and welcome to the next Road to Blizzcon video. And today we're actually looking at a match between TeamLiquid and Fnatic. We are in the round of 16 and that means that only one of those two teams can go to the round of 8. And that is pretty important because in the round of 8 we finally have a double elimination system, but in the round of 16 that is not in place yet. So one of these teams is going to be out of the tournament, and TeamLiquid and Fnatic of course both are two of the best teams that we have in Europe and both want to go to the European final in Prague. Therefore, this is a quite important match for both of these teams here. We're also in the second qualifier out of 3, so that means the team who loses here has only one more shot to actually go to Prague. As it happens, we have our first game now starting up, and it is on Sky Temple, and TeamLiquid drafted again a composition that relies heavily on specialists, which they usually do. In this case, they are running the Lost Vikings together with an Abathur, and they're also throwing an Illidan into the mix. So a composition that they're actually known for, and that is quite strong for them. The whole idea here is to really get ahead in experience and then take it from there and only fight fights where you actually know right from the start, alright, we're going to win this, or we have an advantage going into it because we have a level lead or even a talent lead. Fnatic, on the other hand, they are running this together with an Leoric here. They have a Leoric and Muradin, and as damage they're using a Khaldor, and they also went later on in the game into a Falstad. So Falstad seems a little bit like a compromise, since usually in this case you would rather want to go for a Vala, but Falstad gives you that global presence that you just don't have with a Vala, and therefore Falstad is going to help them a bit to keep track of experience, as they have to use him to make sure that they kind of negate what the Vikings and Abathur are trying to accomplish on Sky Temple, namely getting ahead in EXP. So game number 1 coming up without further ado here at the Road to BlizzCon qualifier on Sky Temple between Fnatic and TeamLiquid. Welcome everybody to Road to BlizzCon. We have TeamLiquid versus Fnatic. The series starts off with a match on Sky Temple, and we are currently in the round of 16. TeamLiquid, of course, was not able to qualify in the first tournament because they lost to Na'Vi in the round of 64 already. It was quite unfortunate for them that there were no seeding positions, and now they have to fight Fnatic very early on in the tournament again. To the left side of the map is the Spaniards with Vortex on the Lost Vikings. We have Blackscope on Illidan, Falcon on Abathur, Paquete on Rhaegar, and Lucifron on Tyrael. To the right side of the map, their opponents, Team Fnatic with Lowell on Leoric, we have Kaesel on Khaldor, Breeze on Muradin, Wooby on Falstad, and Mene playing Uther for the team here. So this is the start of the best of 3 series. We are currently in the round of 16, so the team that wins will move on to the round of 8. And starting in the round of 8, we are going to see a double elimination bracket. So quite important that you make this cut here. Both of the teams are not qualified for the final in Prague yet, but both really want to go to BlizzCon. It's 2 of the strongest teams that we have in Europe currently. They finished 1st and 2nd at the WCA tournament at Gamescom, which was super important for the European qualifier as well. And right now we're seeing an Illidan focused composition for TeamLiquid. We've been talking about this already a bit during the draft, but in this case, as you can see, it is Illidan together with that Abathur and also a Rhaegar for burst heal. Oh, nice lockdown here up at the top, and Tyrael is in a lot of trouble. Fnatic with great aggression against Lucifron, but they can't get the kill in. The important thing that we're seeing on the side of TeamLiquid, I've actually been talking to the players about compositions like exactly this one, and they've been saying that all they need to do, or all they want to do, is use Abathur and also the Lost Vikings to soak as much experience as possible throughout all of the objective phases, in this case the temples. Try to get ahead and then team fight when they have a talent advantage or a massive level advantage. So that's the strategy behind this. They don't have a rage assassin or anything like that. It's just all about experience soaking, trying to make sure that they get a bit of a lead in the game and then take it from there. Currently in the mid lane, we have still Vortex with all of his 3 Vikings. He's going to rotate those, and we already see Vortex heading down to the bot lane, where Leoric is facing off against him. The Vikings on level 1 went for the Viking bribery, and with 2 temples now up, the mid lane is completely contested or taken, or was for a second, by TeamLiquid. The Spanish team is moving up to the top now. So with the Vikings starting to soak lanes, they use the other 4 heroes to dominate those temple fights, especially of course with Abathur, who doesn't really have to go onto lane since the Vikings are already taking over that heartbeat. Fnatic, on the other hand, is playing this with a traditional double melee comp. Wooby flying in, putting in the pressure, and this is going to be a very important hero for them, Falstad, but the battle is already starting, and Abathur helping out Illidan and he is getting healed by Grand Paquete, and Fnatic moving away for now, with Leoric trying to soak 2 lanes to make sure that Fnatic is not falling behind in experience too much. So far, that's wishful thinking though, because we have nearly level 5 for Team Liquid, and they are looking at 2 temples from which they are currently stealing a few shots. So very solid performance by them thus far. A double gathering power, by the way, taken on level 4 on Kalthas, and also Falstad for Fnatic here. Ruby moving back already. And we are talking about those talents in just a second, especially Rega. Rega going for the mana reduction on level 1, which is still kind of normal, but then the chain reaction, that is super interesting. And Kaysil might be the first one in the game. No, he gets healed, but Lucifron is going deep and wants to go for the kill. They take down Kalthas, but Illidan died at the same time. Whoopi once again moving away here. And Team Liquid making sure that they don't commit too much to these fights. All of their heroes have an escape. Rega can go into the wolf form and rush away. Lucifron, of course, with the Eldruin's might, and he gets help from Abathur, shielding him here currently. It's going to be very important to have that level 4 talent on Rega, who did not go for Feral Heart to take it, so that they can, in the later stages of the game, heal Illidan even more. Lucifron with a shield. Is he going to get away? Yeah, barely. He barely escapes here, and Illidan is back to business. Not jumping on Breeze. They have nearly level 7 now, and those temples have been taken, but we are seeing the Vikings down to the bot lane. So this is actually going to be quite fun here, I feel, because right now we're seeing rotations. It's not only about the team fights, it's just Vortex getting experience at the bot lane. We have Abathur in the mid lane pushing this in, the rest of the Vikings also claiming it. And as I already mentioned before, Falstad is going to be a key hero for Fnatic. I'm very sure that they would have liked to go into Avala, because she's just a bit better against Illidan when you're talking about the builds that you potentially have here. But in this case right now, it's something that they couldn't do. Lowell already announcing here, of course, that we are going to see the next temple roughly at 5 minutes and 20 seconds, so that they can time the camps probably. But a great kill here with Black Scorp going deep against Whoopi. Whoopi could have played this a bit more careful, I suppose. We're seeing also a mule now taken, but Falstad, as I said, is going to be really important. Vala would have been a bit better for their composition. The problem is that without the Falstad, you don't have that fly-in, so it's very difficult for you to soak experience on 2 lanes, and Falstad helps them with this a lot since he has that global talent. Vala doesn't have it, so therefore they decided to go into a Falstad, which is also pretty decent for the burst damage against the healer, and bursting down Illidan is going to be a key aspect for this. Vortex down here with Eric, getting very dangerous for Leoric. So yeah, Team Liquid with a lot of pressure here right now. 5 minutes, and there it's the announcement of the temples. So Lowell was spot on with his announcement earlier for the temples. And then you can really see how the teams are actually trying to communicate things like the objectives on the map, so that they can take, for example, a mercenary camp just in time so that he starts pushing in. Talking about the talents again, the Lingering Apparition together with the Hardened Bones on Leoric is of course going to allow him to move away even from heavy ganks. We're seeing Eric the Swift taken and spin to win on the side of the Vikings. And again, Lucifron and Vortex are present at the bot lane, but Vortex of course is going to start and rotate a few of the Vikings over to soak the experience again, and that's what we're seeing in the mid lane right now. They want to have level 10. If they hit level 10 just before, then they will get the entire Shrine. And Fnatic actually is still trying to soak these lanes. They know that they won't be able to out-soak their opponents, not with Vikings and Abathur. So they're just simply saying, well, we give up the Shrine, but we're trying to push in the lanes. But it doesn't really work out for them thus far, because we have Team Liquid with very nice pressure on all of the lanes, even trying to contest this one here. They're moving in, Grand Paquette is there, Black Scorp is chasing Breeze and Mane away, and they steal this Bruiser camp. Very well done, the Siege Giant camp of course. And with the level 10s, that was of course a pretty easy task for them, since Fnatic wasn't really willing to fight against it. Whoopi has to fly away, and he does though, escapes from Lucifron, and you can really tell that Abathur is currently all over the place. I mean, he's jumping in everywhere. He took Monstrosity on level 10. We're seeing them now with the Ancestral Healing for Rega. There is the Metamorphosis for Illidan. And at the bot lane, the keep is, or the fort is already annihilated. Level 11 versus level 9, close to level 10 now, which will finally drop the heroics into the hands of Fnatic. But at this point, oh, they go in with a judgment. They go straight for the kill against Whoopi, and they get him again. Falstad is just taken out over and over again. Lowell again announcing the time for the next shrines. They are trying to get a counter kill in. Moving in up to the top against Illidan. That's already the Phoenix being used in the Flame Strike. They're jumping straight in. Metamorphosis already for Illidan, and the melee assassin drops Kalthas. They get that kill, and he is now high on heals for Mana. Wants to take him down too. Uther dropped. Very nice move here. And that's 5 kills against 1 in favor of Team Liquid. Very well played by the Spanish Armada. Great play thus far. We have a Divine Storm taken by Uther, by the way. Oftentimes when you go up against an Illidan, you don't want to go into a Divine Shield, but instead you take Uther because you want to deny the Divine Shield to Illidan, but you want to use your Divine Storm so that you have an added stun that can lock down the melee assassin. It's tricky for Fnatic that they're currently down 2 levels because that drops an additional talent into the hands of Team Liquid, and they are using that to establish here Healing Surge, the 3rd healing chain heal talent. Imposing will, Soma Transference to keep Illidan alive even more. He's going to be a god amongst men in these fights. And with Team Liquid now having the lead in talents, they want to fight again. We've been talking about this earlier. Get the lead in experience and then fight. Don't really commit to a heavy team fight before you have that lead, because this composition can be quite weak. If you play these heroes and you fall behind, it's very difficult to win fights. So it's all about the experience for Team Liquid, all about establishing that lead and then running with it and capitalizing on it. And that's what they're doing currently. Down here at the boss, we have another fight, and this time Illidan is dropped. Everything was thrown right at him, and of course now, even being 2 levels behind, we're seeing Fnatic with the attempt to take down the boss, because they've been saying Illidan is key to their composition. We have what it takes to take the boss now, because he's dead, even with us lacking a talent. And they are committing to this. They need to make some kind of risk work, but it's nearly a kill against Kaysil. He's getting jumped with Judgment. Oh my god, he took that hit. And now the boss stolen by Team Liquid. Oh my god, Fnatic, they might even lose Whoopi. Kaysil with a bit of a misplay on his Khaldor. That stun against him was brutal. You can't get stunned in a situation like this when you're trying to win a boss fight with being a 1 talent down. He got stunned, there was a lot of damage that the boss delivered, and then, of course, Tyrael taking that opportunity and just saying, alright buddy, I got you now. Jumps in, takes down Khaldor, and with him missing, it was a 4 versus 4 with a talent advantage for Team Liquid, and they exploited that mercilessly. Black Scorp at the top lane now, taking that temple, and both of the temples are now in the hands of Team Liquid, and they are using those. They're taking down the bottom fort, or well, they are about to. That boss is doing damage, the temple is doing damage. Up at the top lane, Illidan is doing his thing, dropping the entire wall here. They're soon going to have level 16, and we're already seeing the monstrosity heading over here. It's a 3-level lead right now, with an entire talent lead again because of it. Double blood for blood taken. We're seeing also Impatience is a virtue taken here for Abathur, and the Lost Vikings. Abathur instead went for the speed talent, adrenaline boost. So they're using that up at the top. They're going straight for Lowell. He wraith walks away. The monstrosity is on the way. Monty is hatted by Abathur, so he can control her now. We're seeing Crushing Hope, Flamethrower, Thunderstrike, Giant Killer, and Shrink Ray. Secret Weapon was the level 7 talent for Falstad, in case that you're wondering. But of course, the most important part right now is that they don't have level 16 Fnatic. And that means they don't have that Ignite talent. Whoopi again in trouble. He gets jumped. In comes Illidan. Vortex loses one of his Vikings. Balog is dead. But that, of course, doesn't matter too much. The position that they're in right now is just absolutely perfect for them. It's fantastic. They are using the top lane to push in with the Abathur monstrosity, with Monty. They have a Bruiser camp there now too, and Team Liquid with a 3-level lead is just taking camp over camp. They go through the map, they take the Bruiser camps away. There's another camp down here that they could also take, probably going to claim that later on with the Lost Vikings and the Viking Bribery. We have them also in a position where they can again go straight for the next temple phase. It's very unlikely that Fnatic at that time is going to have an extra talent, which would be 16, and can finally take fights. Fnatic already lost the keep at the bot lane, and it's not looking too good for the one up at the top too. The entire wall has already gone down. A few of the shots are missing. The ammunition is drained. Here's the camp that we've been talking about earlier. They took both of them. And now, of course, they're just trying to soak experience and wait for the next temples to be announced. We should actually be very soon. Vortex is starting to hide down here with one of his Vikings. Actually, screw that. Eric is moving straight into vision range because he's saying, like, well, I don't care too much. Going straight for the spin to win here. Pushing this back, and there's already catapults, of course, on the lane and a siege giant camp. Breeze is reacting. He moved down and pushes them back, tries to take down the monstrosity. And there's another 26 seconds. Nice heal by Grand Paquette. And Grand Paquette, of course, using the lightning shield before, thanks to the level 1 talent. We've been talking about it. Actually, the level 4 talent, that is, with the added heal against lightning shielded targets. So Black Scorp is already on the temple at the bot lane. There's another 10 seconds for that to happen, and that is the time that Fnatic will probably need to get their level 16 talent. But I highly doubt that they're going to be able to rotate down there in time, or will they? They might try and contest it. This is one of the few chances that they have to pick a fight. If they on level 16 now move in and win a battle, they can come back into this, but they really need to use that time well. It's all hinging on Kessel right now. He needs to get that damage in, and the rest of the team needs to protect him. They're trying to move in. The 16 talents are ready, and we have tidal waves, of course, on the side of Rhaegar, and now they're jumping in again. Whoopi in trouble, gets judgmented, but healed as well. Kel'Thas is down though, and that's a problem. The ancestral healing hitting Illidan just in time, and now Uther annihilated. Whoopi lost False Dad, and Breeze is trying to escape with Muradin, but Black Scorp is already starting to, well, he's actually not following it up at all, because they are just saying we can go for core here, and it looks very much like they can. They have a 3-level lead. We're seeing them currently with 10 kills against 2.25, and with 3 heroes down for Fnatic. TeamLiquid is just saying, let's finish this. Mena already conceding here, types GG. This is going to be game number 1, the lead for TeamLiquid in this so important series here at the Road to Blizzcon tournament, the European qualifier number 2. From the round of 8 we're going to have a double elimination system, but so far it's still single elimination, and TeamLiquid just took the lead in the series with a victory on Sky Temple, claiming that 0-1 in the best of 3. TeamLiquid with a great performance. The Spaniards are able to take the game, so they have the 1-0 lead now in the best of 3. And that didn't really go all too well for Fnatic. Fnatic was struggling in this game, as you could see, and TeamLiquid took it quite handily. So now we're going to jump into the second map, and we already have a 1-0 lead established for the Spaniards, meaning if Fnatic loses here on Haunted Mines, then they are out of the tournament. Haunted Mines, on the other hand, is a map that they really like to play, and in this case they're running this with an Arthurs, they have a Jaina, so it's Team Frost again, and also a bit of Abathur support together with an Anubarak that can help out with the Weird Blast. On this map, especially early game compositions that are very strong around level 4, level 7 are super important, and right now TeamLiquid is going to try and draft something very similar to that. We're having them actually with the Leoric and with the Johanna, so very good heroes when it comes to pushing lanes and also when it comes to collecting skulls in those mines. So in this case, TeamLiquid is prepared for whatever Fnatic can throw at them. Fnatic needs to win 2 in a row now if they want to advance, and they're going to give it their all on map number 2, Haunted Mines, coming up next year on Khaldor TV. Game number 2, everybody, between TeamLiquid and Fnatic. To the left side of the map here on Haunted Mines, we're having TeamLiquid again. They are in the lead in the best of 3 series here in the round of 16 at the Road to BlizzCon qualifier number 2. Vortex is playing Vala. We have Falcon on a Zebo this time. Uther, of course, played by Grand Paquette, the support hero for Team, or the support player for TeamLiquid. Lucifron on Leoric and Black Scorp on Johanna. To the right side of the map, Fnatic, they need to win 2 in a row now if they want to advance to the round of 8. It's Kessel on Abathur, Lowell on Anubarak, Whoopi on Jaina, Breeze on Arthurs, and Mene on Malfurion in this game. It's quite important for the teams to reach the round of 8, because if you are in the round of 8, you have another chance with the double elimination system that's going to be used from the round of 8 onwards. We are currently 1 round before that, so whichever team loses here will drop out of the tournament and has to give it another shot in the 3rd qualifier, which is of course going to happen then soon as well. Looking at those 2 teams and at the talents that we are seeing here, interestingly enough, we have Regeneration Master for Anubarak on level 1. Not really a great talent to take on this map, in my opinion. It's just very difficult to get proper stacks for your Regeneration Master talent or Conjurer's Pursuit, so a lot of teams actually move away from that a bit. We're seeing also in this case now Reanimation, of course, for Leoric. He's a bit special when it comes to those globe talents, because his is a lot stronger, as you can see over here. He gets that for his trait as well, so there's an added bonus to that, and therefore it kind of still makes sense for him to use it. We have Uther going into block for the exact reason, because he knows that Conjurer's Pursuit is not going to help him too much, with him spending a lot of time in those mines and trying to get skulls together. Abathur is going into a support build here, and we're seeing Fnatic aggressively already taking those watchtowers away. Mines everywhere, and apparently Lucifron is going to be one of the targets they're going to try and attack here. But a kill against Leoric is unlikely. Breeze was trying to lock him down in place where he moves out of the Wraith Walk, but it's pretty tricky to really pull that off. We have Arthur's going into block now, and down to the bot lane we are already seeing that Kesel is together with Lowell soaking most of the XP here. Fnatic is currently down 1 game in the best of 3 series, and oh, Breeze is moving in up from the top. Now they can go the lockdown, but Vortex escapes just barely and is not getting targeted down by Fnatic here. With the mines opening up, of course, you need to try and make sure that you get as many of these early skulls as you can. This is a map that is still a bit snowbally. Blizzard was trying to take away from that, and I feel that most of the teams are currently playing it in a way that we oftentimes see long and drawn out games on the map than, of course, in the early stages when Horn of Mines was just introduced. But still, big fight coming up over here, and oh, Jaina! That would be a bad time for Whoopi to die. He's super low, but gets a heal, and nobody is there to really finish him off. Unbelievable that he actually got away with this. So now they had to well up, but down there you can already see that TeamLiquid is getting in position and stealing a few of the skulls away. Fnatic loves to play this map, they're very strong on it, but TeamLiquid has been practicing on it quite a bit since, of course, they realized that a lot of teams are starting to favor Haunted Mines and trying to just like pick a map that they expect other teams didn't practice as much. So right now, it's really important for the teams that you learn all of the maps. Battlefield of Eternity is another great example, which we've seen a few times. Mena is super isolated from the team, has no business over there. 4 heroes of TeamLiquid focus him down, and without the healer, you know you're in trouble. That was the first blood right there. Now Abathur, of course, is soaking the experience, trying to give them level 4, and that happened. We have Snowstorm taken for Jaina. There's also the Beetles, Legion of Beetles taken on level 4 now on the side of Anubarak, with the Destruction Talent coming in for Breeze. But the boss is being attacked here already. And this is getting pretty sick, since currently we have 75 skulls already claimed. And Malfurion is still not back to them. 80 skulls against 7. Even if they get the rest, Fnatic will have a tough time. And Whoopi is getting healed once more. They really keep him alive here. Lowell had to move away with the burrow charge. And Lucifron goes down. They take down the Auric. There's Breeze with another good Howling Blast, but the Condemn on Johanna pulls them back in. Everybody is on the run. Whoopi is Lowell, so is Lowell, and Nubarak is helping out there, trying to push Vortex away now. He's attempting to deliver the last few hits. Oh, the stun against Arthur's prevents him from moving up through the mineshaft, and therefore he is now also down. 2 kills against 1. We have 81 skulls against 19. A great first golem here for TeamLiquid. The team has struggled a bit at WCA on the first few days. They lost several of their matches, and they actually changed a few things. It was kind of interesting to see how TeamLiquid, they were pretty upset. They were pretty upset about their losses against Fnatic and Na'Vi, and they lost a lot of these games during the draft phase. So they've been sitting together, and they actually played apparently for 3 hours draft matches against each other, and they realized that Falcon is one of their best drafters, and therefore they started to just like shift the way that they were drafting and now listen a lot more to Falcon's calls and opinions during the draft, and it really helped them. They came back at WCA with a vengeance and took the tournament, won it, coming in from the losers bracket, and over here at the road to Blizzcon they find themselves in Elite again. Very solid performance by the Spaniards. On level 4, by the way, the Willing Vessel taken, so additional health regeneration here for Lucifron. Very important talent, with the arrow build coming in on Bala. Also very good damage that we are seeing on her side, especially in those mines during the fights. That golem is doing so much work here. No level 7s just yet, but it looks like TeamLiquid is going to hit theirs in a second, and there it is, an extra talent for them already, and they might be able to capitalize on it, but it is the turnaround attempt against Johanna. Gets healed, and yes, in this case, we're seeing Uther keeping Black Scorp alive. There is a mule, by the way, on a Zebo. They gave up on Gitmin for it, so quite a bit of damage that they neglect here, but that also means that they can easily heal this out. And we already see that this golem over here didn't even go through the wall. Down here, there's a mule. Abathur, of course, picked that up on level 7 now too, and TeamLiquid has to think about what they're going to do right now. Are they going to try and move in and drop the fort? Can they do that? They don't have a level advantage. They are both on level 7. We have them with a renewal on the side of Leoric, and a battle momentum for Black Scorp on his Johanna. Breeze comes in from the side, trying to get into the backline to lock down Vortex, or going straight for Nazebo, but both of them escape here, and Breeze himself finds himself now in trouble. Leoric starts to move in, but he doesn't get the skeleton swing in. So the mule is still doing its work, healing up, repairing that fort, and at the top lane, Kesel is trying to not only soak experience, but also push back these 2 siege giants that were claimed earlier. So right now, job well done by them. Level 4 talent on Malfurion, by the way, the rampant growth, so another burst heal attempt here. It's not really a whole lot that you get out of this talent, the 20%, it sounds like much, but if you actually translate that in hit points, it's not as much as it seems. It's one of the most discussed talents in the game currently, but of course, if it's enough to just barely keep you alive, then it's already worth it. You are giving up on Loon's Grace though, and that is a very safe talent for Malfurion to take, since it gives you additional range on all of your basic abilities, and that is pretty cool. Helps you to stay in the background, helps you just to be a bit safer with your positioning during these fights, and can also be quite a lifesaver. So, in the mid lane, there's still the Bruiser camp. Both of the teams are dancing around it, but the mines are opening up again in just another 20 seconds. So, it's really important, especially for Fnatic, to get a good golem together and a lot of these skulls, because their own fort is under a lot of pressure here already, because the wall is completely dropped. Kesel with the rotation, trying to soak experience down here. We're having both of the teams present in the mines, trying to go for the skulls here. And as you can see, it's especially Lowell that is very far out here. 5 heroes are trying to lock him down. He gets the stun in. Should have the burrow charge cooldown still in play. And Lowell with his master skin forces a few of those skulls down, as we're seeing Breeze and the rest of the team just rotating and trying to steal a few away as well. So far, it's a very even split. And Lowell is claiming the ones to the bottom left. Pretty smart, actually, by Jaina and also Arthur's not to go up to the top right, because they realized already that TeamLiquid would head there next with every single hero. So it was important for them to not die there. Now they are all together, and it's only the boss that is still on the map. We have over here, though, Whoopi moving out, dropping that wave, and now they can pressure the wall, and they do exactly that. Down here, he will have to try and help out. Where is Abathar? He doesn't symbiote anybody just yet. Mena is there, and they're trying to go for the lockdown. Whoopi is actually rushing away, wants to intercept them up at the top, but that's also a very dangerous flanking position that he has there. If he gets focused, he might die. But moves back for now, and they're going for Black Scorp. Johanna was isolated from the rest of the team, and usually that means that you are going to die, and in this case, it's no exception. So they can go for boss and get a very solid count now. They have their level 10 talents, and also Abathar is still pushing the bot lane, so in this case, all of the ammunition is drained. A bit of damage was also done. Whoopi is thinking about dropping another Blizzard here. It's 51 skulls against 49, so pretty even trade. And we do not see... we actually don't see in this case the Web Blast. It is Locust Swarm. Locust Swarm and Army of the Dead. So both talents on both of the tanks, very passive, very sustained talents, trying to just make sure that they do not die during these fights. No Web Blast against Uther to burst the target down and avoid the Divine Shield. We have the Army or the March of the Black King taken. We are currently also seeing the Blessed Shield, and we have a Rain of Vengeance plus a Gargantuan. The bosses are going to be attacked. Mules, of course, instantly dropped, and in this case, both of the teams should not lose their fort, especially at the top lane where we're seeing TeamLiquid. I mean, they might lose a tower, maybe like 2, but that should already be it. So that boss is going to do quite some damage, but there's absolutely no way that the boss is going to even get close to that fort. So they will end up in a very similar situation afterwards. Level 11 versus level 11, 2 kills versus 2. Very, very close game thus far. And the boss drops that gate. And at the bot lane, we are of course now seeing the Mule just doing overtime. And they are rushing in against this wall. So with TeamLiquid taking a few more seconds to defend against the boss of Fnatic, Fnatic has a bit of a timing window that they're using to drop 2 towers down here. So well played by them. Abathar, of course, can also help them out in the next fight. Double Arthur's is strong, and double Jaina is even stronger. Both of these heroes are great targets for an Abathar copy, and they are going to put that to some use. Bot lane is still being pushed here, and at the top we could see Abathar with even more split push experience. He's already burrowing away, as you can see there. Goes for... Is he going for a copy? Nope, he actually just went up to the top. He has vision and was making sure that TeamLiquid didn't see him move over there, so that they didn't send anybody in to take him on. Whoopi is helping out now though with the Blizzard, so Kesel at least for now can move back. And over here, it's the camp that is being attacked, and that is a chance that Fnatic wants to use to maybe drop a hero or 2. Gary is in play, the Gargantuan doing his thing, Army of the Dead, and Arthur's moves in, but a great Rain of Vengeance, dropping a lot already. They are going for the Dwarf though. Oh, the kill again against Nuburak, and wow, Vortex is super low. Mena keeping everybody alive with tranquility, but himself, he's dying. Vala is dead. Can they get Falcon? They lock him down, and that's a potential kill, but the Condemn pulled him back. So right now it's a 2-for-1 trade, and this camp will be captured by... Actually, it has been captured already, hasn't it? Yes, indeed it has. Fnatic was able to steal it away, but they paid a price for that. They have the earlier level 13 talent, though. Level 13 now ready for them. With the Soma transference, we have Ice Block for Jaina. It's going to be so good for Jaina to keep her alive a bit longer. Relentless, also pretty solid for Arthas to make sure that those stuns are not going to be a pain for him to deal with. We are not seeing that full heal build that Malfurion would love to go for if he could, but he needs to force... He needs to actually go into an Ice Block here to keep himself alive. Down to the bot lane, we're having at the entrance still 3 heroes. Oh, actually, they're starting to jump up and try to go for Vortex. Blackscorp is very low, and he uses his Iron Skin already, so that's in cooldown. But we have now both of the teams on level 13, as we are seeing Crushing Hope taken. There's a spell shield on Uther. Doesn't want to die to a Jaina. Double Jaina, even more important. Even more dangerous as well. And now with the 13s, the teams are moving into the mines, and there's already the next battle starting with Gary initiating the fight. The Gargantian Symbiote on Arthas. They're moving in against Blackscorp. Lowell is extremely low. There's no heal available. He's just getting his shield in the last second. And a nice stun from Blackscorp, going in with the Blessed Shield. A perfect move with the Condemn here. Mena dropped, Ice Block used. There's the kill against Johanna, but it was totally worth it. Or was it? Since suddenly Fnatic is turning things around. Great March of the Black King by Lucifron. Lowell and Whoopi were both low. Up at the top though, Falcon is dying. They're trying to lock down Valla now as well. Cone of Cold dropping her, and Breeze gets away. Kasil on the copy for Arthas is dropping that, but still, it's now 14 versus 13. 6 kills against 5. 3 heroes down on the side of Team Liquid, and Fnatic finds themselves in a great spot here. They take more of the skulls. They're trying to move in against Grand Paquette and Lucifron. Where is Abathur? He could help them out here. There's again the Drain Hope used, but they move out of the mines. They have 36 skulls. Can they take more? Because Team Liquid is actually moving down already, trying to get the rest of them. Lucifron claims the skulls here. Only the boss is still alive, and up at the top, we're seeing Grand Paquette just barely getting away here. So 5 kills against 6 down in the mines. It's still Lucifron, and yes, they lose Leoric now. Leoric is down. Therefore, level 15 versus level 14 with a 4 versus 5 situation in favor of Fnatic, and they use it to go straight for the boss now. Abathur is moving away since he already realizes that there is a push coming in at the bot lane, or a potential move into the mines, and that's what Team Liquid is doing. They want to fight. They have Leoric back, and they go in just in time. Skeleton Swing already used. He goes straight for Jaina. Jaina is super low right now. They're trying to drop her, but the good Blizzard is putting Blackscorp very low here himself. Grand Paquette is trying to heal everybody up. Had to use the Divine Shield too. Arthas is dead though. Breeze not able to keep himself alive. Uther stunned out for a second. Isolates it from the rest of the team. Mene using his roots, trying to lock down Lucifron, but Falcon and Vortex for the flank against Jaina. Jaina in trouble. The wall of zombies is not hitting, but they're trying to chase them down right now. Mena is dropped, and so is Jaina. Mena actually still alive for another second, but he's not surviving. Was killed down to the bottom, and now, of course, a 5 versus 3. Team Liquid, they turned it again. Lowell is at the top lane. He was the one missing. They just push in with him. They have a massive wave here, a huge wave, and they can maybe even cake the fort, but with a... Well, actually, at this point, I mean, Abathur is trying to do whatever he can, but currently we're seeing the Mule now moving in to help that fort out, and it looks like they're going to save it for now. That boss is going to still be at 45%, and, well, therefore, it should be one of those situations where Team Liquid is going to lose their fort for sure. I don't think they can keep that alive. That boss is going to do so much damage. The teams are on level 60 now. Both of them will be in a second. Just a matter of time when Team Liquid is going to hit the next level here. They only need a few more minions and then that's it. But we're already seeing the envenomed spikes. We're having a slight lead for Fnatic right now, but only a tiny one. There's Northern Exposure taking the Stone Skin. And on the side, Tenacious Roots. On the side of Malfurion, it's Tenacious Roots. No hardened focus here. We have Benediction, and Fnatic has to defend the bot lane right now. The boss is strong, and here comes Team Liquid. They realize that they won't be able to save the top, so they want to make sure that the bottom fort is being dropped as well. Up here at the top, as you can see, this wave is just going to do too much damage. The Mule is already in cooldown, so they can't summon another one. Level 16 versus 16, with now also the Blessed Hammer and the Unyielding Despair. So full focus on Drain Hope, and the fight is once again raging with the Water Elemental initiating the battle against against the Zebo. They're going straight for it. Cleanse has been used to make sure that the Tationist roots are not locking him down, but Mena is dead. Malfurion dropped, and therefore no heals in the fight. Kesel on the Arthur's copy is probably going to fall in second, and Anu Burak is also eliminated. They are crushing the bug and also getting a kill against the real Arthurs. Not only the copy dead, but they get Breeze as well, and this is bad news for Fnatic. They were just a few seconds ago ahead in experience and in a decent position, but now they lost 3 heroes once again. 11 kills against 7, and Team Liquid, they took the keep, they take Jaina, and only Abathur is alive as Team Liquid goes for the core and tries to finish the game. Malfurion is back in another 5 seconds. Can they somehow turn this around? The mule dropped, but it's a pointless endeavor. This is game number 2. Team Liquid, they take it with a 2-0 against Fnatic. Fnatic is out of the qualifier tournament here, and Team Liquid moves on to the round of 8 here at the Road to Blizzcon qualifier number 2. Fnatic doing everything that they can, but it is Team Liquid that wins Haunted Mines. So suddenly it's a 2-0, and the Spaniards, they advance to the round of 8 of the Road to BlizzCon qualifier number 2, meaning that Fnatic is out of the tournament. So Fnatic has one more shot in the third qualifier, and if they're not able to get into the finals there, then they will not go to Prague, and therefore have no chance of actually going to BlizzCon. Team Liquid isn't there yet either, but at least they're in the round of 8, so we're going to see a few of their games in the near future, actually then happening also on the new patch, and this is going to be super interesting. So guys, we're going to be back with more Team Liquid action in the near future, and of course we're also going to see how Fnatic is going to do in that third qualifier. For now we're done, though. I hope that you enjoyed the games and also that you enjoyed the commentary. If you did, then give the video a thumbs up on YouTube, subscribe to Khaldor TV if you haven't done it yet, and if you want to see more Road to BlizzCon matches. And I'm going to see you next time with more content here on the channel. Have a great day, and bye bye.